And in today's episode, guys, I'm going to be customizing this Netflix series Sideswipe into Armada Wheeljack. If you like the sound of that, why not hit the like button? Go down there and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And let's get down to customizing this figure. So, as I said in the opening intro, I'm going to be customizing the Transformers Sideswipe from the Netflix series. I'm going to be customizing this guy into my favourite character from Transformers Armada, Wheeljack. So, really like this figure. I've always liked him, he's one of my favourites. But, definitely articulation and stuff is, and he's, as you can see, a little loose on it. This guy just needs an updated figure, and I think this was a massive miss, in my opinion, from Hasbro. So I'm going to take you through the process of customizing this figure. It was voted on by my followers on Instagram. So yeah, let's get customizing. So the first stage of customizing any figure is by trying to take the figure apart into all its separate components. But I have noticed now, since sort of messing about with him and transforming him, that he's got a lot of pins, and I don't like punching pins out, so I will try and break him down the best I can. It's just going to cause a little bit more work for me whenever I'm painting him, as I can't do every sort of section, but we will take him apart as far as I can, down to as many pieces as I can, without pushing or popping any pins out, because I just don't like doing that. You might be a bit more comfortable on it, so let's start getting this guy taken apart. Okay guys, so that's about as far down as I can get him. I was sort of hoping there'd be more screws so I could actually dismantle him a lot more, but it is what it is. I think I can pop these wheels off maybe. I'll have a go at those, but it is what it is. We've got him broken down as far as I can, so we're going to give him now a little wash in hot soapy water. And just a little update, I was able to take off the two front wheels in his chest. They just popped off very easily. I didn't want to push the back wheels any further because I felt like they were going to snap. So, next stage. Hot soapy water. All this is hot water and some soap. And this is just to take off the protective layer on the actual figure itself, so that it will be easier to paint. Then dry off the figure. It could take a little while just getting in around all those little bits and pieces. See, you still see a bit of wet and stuff there. So I'm just going to let these dry off. Then we get to the messy stage. So just one more thing before we start painting. I'm going to use some masking tape. What we're going to do is we're just going to cover up this windscreen section. And now we're all ready to go with the painting. And here's the paints that I'm going to be using. So we're going to use the Chaos Black from Citadel, painting all your miniatures and stuff. So I'm going to be using this as a primer. Silver paint. These are all acrylic paints. You have blue, titanium white, yellow and gold. And I'll be using these sets of brushes. Not too dear. I picked these up in a home bargains store near me. So very cheap to purchase. I think they're only a couple of pounds. So nothing too expensive. And here we go. So as you can see from the picture, I'm actually knocking off some of the paint from the brush. This is just so that the paint doesn't clump together whenever you're applying it. It goes down flat and smooth so you don't get any of them bumps or bubbles or just little mounds that you don't want, and you want it to be nice and flat when you're painting it. So just remember to take off that excess paint near enough as if you're dry brushing. That's the only way I can describe doing this bit. Now this process isn't going to be a one and done in a layer. You're going to have to put on 3, maybe 4. I think I apply about 5 layers in some of the areas, which didn't come up too well after the first few layers. So just keep applying a thin layer until you get the colour exactly where you want it to be. So what we're going to do now is just try and remove all this tape that we had on just to protect the screen. You can see there the actual screen itself is completely untouched with paint, nice and shiny still to the clear plastic. And now we shall just remove off the tape from the wheel because I actually quite like the silver on the wheels. Now with that all done, it's time to put them back together. So let's start with this bit just to get the screw back in again. Pull back on here. Let's get the crotch piece back in. So there we go, that's that in. Now I can try and get this little screw, which has been like trying to make sure that I didn't lose this screw was so bad. Because once that drops somewhere, it is gone. There we go, that's that all back in. Let's pop on his legs. Make sure the leg's on the right side. Make sure it's, yeah. That's one leg. And close this over. Pop on his foot. Sorry, a little off camera. Go. So we've got one leg. Pop on this leg. close up that other foot. Just make sure now that this foot is on properly, just needs to get fully on like this. Right, and we can bring down that, and now we'll just get his arms on. One arm on, and actually it's easier to actually pop these wheels back on. These are the wheels that I took off earlier. It's easier popping those on when it's opened up like this, and they just pop on nice and easy. Clean this out, and we'll pop back on the arms. You can hear him clicking into place, and that is him back together. So here he is. Oh. Here is my custom Armada Wheeljack. You can see, not too shabby. And obviously, I didn't show this bit in the video because it was really hard to do with trying to video it. This is just a repro label. I just cut out a section of it, and then we just done the painted line across it. So that's all it was with that bit. It's not too difficult to do, but we'll give him a full 360. See the head there. Not too much on the back, more on the back of the legs more than anything. But you can definitely tell who it is supposed to be. Definitely try to get it as close as possible. I know Armada Wheeljack has the wheels up here, and you could probably custom and put the wheels from here maybe onto here if you really wanted to, but I wanted them to still transform. In fact, give me 2 seconds. Ha! Look! It will involve a little bit of parts forming, but you can actually take the wheels that are in here and you can peg them into, he actually has peg ports on the upper arm. So if you really want to give them that real, oh, floppy, with the wheels on the shoulders you can. It just means a wee bit of part form whenever you're transforming them, but that doesn't actually matter. That actually looks really good to me. As you can see, he's now got a shoulder weight, so it looks even more accurate to the character himself. And there you have it, guys. That's the end of the episode. Just me customizing a figure from the Netflix series Sideswipe into a custom Armada Wheeljack. And I actually really enjoyed doing this. If you'd like to see more videos like this, definitely give me a like. Definitely comment below and let me know. If I think you guys are really interested in watching these sort of videos, I will make more of these videos. So I definitely learned something today when I was customizing. As I say, I'm not a massive customizer. I've only done 2 or 3 customs to date. I've watched a lot of videos of people doing customs, but one of the big things I did find that the yellow on these forearms definitely applied a lot better or quicker at bringing up the yellow than when I done just straight on the black, because I painted the white to begin with and then painted a layer of yellow, I think maybe 2 layers of yellow onto it. The white sort of went on within about 3 layers, so the white actually went on not too bad, but I actually had to do about 5 or 6 layers to get this yellow as bright as sort of the forearms and stuff, and as bright as I wanted it to be. So it's definitely a learning. I think you do the black for the base and then maybe paint, if you're doing a bright color like yellow, definitely I would recommend doing maybe a layer or 2 of white, even just a couple of layers of white before you apply maybe a layer or 2 of yellow. I think it actually brings it up a wee bit better and a little bit easier to do rather than putting on 6 layers of yellow. But that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Stay awesome. Alpha out.